Hey guys, Crazy Dave here. All right, normally I'm in the kitchen, but not today. Today I'm actually going to do something different. This is to my Dodge Ram. It's a 2004 Dodge Ram Hemi. Okay, and a lot of you guys that know Dodge vehicles, you get this really bad frosted headlight. I mean, this is really super frosted. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to use this product, and I've only seen one other video about this, so there's not a lot of information for you guys about this amazing product from Meguires. Okay, a little bit of history with Meguires. Barry Meguire, the owner of Meguires, actually attends our church, which is Harvest, Orange County. So he's a really nice guy. He opens his shops up to people, and if you have any questions, you reach out to Barry and he'll help you out. So I entrust Meguires products. Now, this is the heavy duty version. I got this on Amazon, and this one's actually used with a drill. Here's what it comes with, okay? You've got the little buffing pad that's got kind of got the Velcro on it. You got your 1000 grit, and just kind of pops on. They do not recommend using the one like this that has the same kind of thing on it that you put your drill up to, because you can actually burn your headlight, okay? So you got this little pad. You've got your two different pads of sandpaper. You got your 3000 and you got your 1000, and that's how they look like. Now remember, when it comes to sandpaper, the lower the number, the more grit. So it's more like sandy, okay? You're gonna start with 1000, you're gonna end up with the 3000, okay? It also comes with this little foam pad, okay? This you're gonna use at the end with this little sealant. And what this does is it gives it a 1 year kind of headlight sealant, so it's nice and shiny, okay? I'm trying to lock for words explaining what this thing does. Now, the other really cool product from Meguires is called plastics. Now, if you got a newer version of the car and it's just starting to fade, you don't need this whole restoration kit. You can usually get this in a big bottle, put it on there, and then do your sealing, okay? Now, some of the other stuff you're going to need before you get started, okay, is some shop rags. Doesn't matter what it is, just some yellow shop rags, no big deal, okay? This one, you have to use a drill, so I got my cordless drill. Make sure that your battery is charged, okay? My cordless drill is variable speed, so make sure you get a variable speed. I got a 1 or 2, and you'll see, depending on how much I pull the trigger, determines how fast I want it to go. So try to get a variable speed drill. It's gonna give you a lot more control, okay? You're also gonna need a bottle, or spray bottle of water that's off camera, because you need to keep the lens wet while you're working with it. And just some regular painter's tape. The reason why is you wanna paint off your paint of your vehicle itself, okay? Tape it off, because you don't want the buffing pad, when you're scrubbing it, to actually scratch your paint. And again, one last time, zoom in here, look at how oxidized that light is. That's the passenger side. And over here, we've got the driver's side. This is pretty oxidized, especially if you look in the light here. Look right about here. My goal is to try to make this look brand new. So stay with me, and we're gonna get it done. First, it recommends that you clean your lenses. So we're just gonna kind of clean around here. It's also gonna help to allow the tape to stick a little bit better to the vehicle, okay? Now my truck's dirty, I mean, I use it. I just haven't really used it, for a little bit, gas prices and it all. So we're just gonna go ahead and lightly clean with some Windex, or just, any kind of cleaner. We're gonna do both sides here. And then we're gonna go ahead and tape off the lens. Okay, so now this is pretty much taped off. Doesn't have to be, perfect, but this is the one that's taped off. I'm gonna go ahead and now tape off the driver's side headlight. Okay, so now I'm done taping both sides. The instructions say to start with your 1000 pad. Okay, that's the red one. We're gonna use this little thing. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go from left to right. So left to right, okay? But you have to keep the lens wet. So get your spray bottle and keep adding water to it, okay? And we're just gonna keep kind of a mist. We're gonna spray it. That's a little kind of too much, just a mist. is all you want. And we're going to start rubbing it side to side, okay? And keep spraying it as you're doing it. It's going to get kind of milky, and that's fine. That's what you want to do. That means it's removing the oxidation. So I'm going to keep doing this one until it's nice and, you know, feels really good. Try not to rub. You don't want to do circular motion. And you only want to keep one direction, because when you do the 3000, that's when you go from top to bottom. And when you're doing this, you can actually feel it getting off a lot of that oxidation. And you can also hear it too. And just keep doing that and rinse it off. You'll see that's still a little milky. And just keep going. Now, the instructions do say before you switch your grinding, you want to wipe it down real quick. Use your cloth. And you want to try to see where you need it. You'll see it's still a lot of oxidation here. So I need to work on this a lot more. Okay, so one of the tricks I noticed, you're not going to get all clear because right now it's going to be a little bit on the foggy side. But what I do is take your finger and start rubbing. And if you start rubbing your fingers, you can see or feel where it really needs to be concentrated. So right in this area, it needs to be done. And then like right up in here, a little rough. So mainly it looks like it's right here along the edges and right in this corner and over there. Now the instructions say to keep doing this until the light is evenly frosted. It's pretty frosted, and when I went over with my hand, it seemed pretty evenly spaced out. I don't feel any like birds, if you want to call it that, where it's sticking out, needs extra work on it. These lights are what, 20-something years old, so, and they've never really been cleaned before. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the 3000 grit. The 3000. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to, instead of going from left to right, we're going to go from top to bottom, so up and down. So you'll see it's looking a little bit better. We're still going to spray it, and we want to try to get off as much of that milk. We're just going to keep polishing it, again, up and down on the 3000 grit. And just go, you know, side to side, but we're going to go up and down. Make sure you keep it wet. It actually recommends either, you know, dipping in a bucket of water or use a spray bottle, but you really got to keep the lens lubricated. Lots of water. And just keep going up and down, but side to side. You're not going to do a circular motion on this. Again, just straight up and down motions. And just keep doing that, keeping it wet. And then you're going to wipe it down with the microfiber towel. Now, as you can see, just going from the 1000 grit to the 3000 grit, it's already making a huge difference. We still got more steps to go, but this so far looks pretty darn good for 20 years of oxidation here. Alrighty, so now it says after you're done sanding it with the 3000 grit, we're going to now attach the yellow pad, and we're going to start using the plastic. We're going to put a little bit of the plastic on the yellow pad. We're also going to put a little bit onto the headlight itself, and we're going to polish the headlight. Okay, so now I just got done using the plastic compound on it. Now, it's not going to make it 100% brand new, but that made one heck of a difference, which I guarantee is going to increase my night visibility. Now, when it says when you're done with the plastic, you need to use some kind of glass cleaner and clean this really good, dry it really well, because the last step of the process is going to add the headlight sealant. Okay, So right now I'm going to polish this up with some Windex, and I'll bring you guys right back. The last step of this process is going to be to apply the Meguires Headlight Feeling. Okay, a lot of the times the guys out there that do the headlight restoration forgets to add this, and then it starts to fog up again. But this is key element in protecting your headlight. It says to put it onto this little pad, and we're going to go from left to right, top to bottom, in even strokes. Takes about 15 minutes for it to dry, 24 hours to cure. So try to keep the vehicle dry for the next 24 hours. So right now I'm going to put a little bit of this chemical on the pad from left to right, top to bottom. We're going to overlap it. And if you need to, when you're done, add some more liquid to the lens and go over it again. But you want to make sure this lens gets evenly coated. Okay guys, well there you go. I just applied this sealant to the headlight. We're going to let it sit for 15 minutes without touching it. And we're going to kind of look at that. But that's a heck of a lot better than what it was for 20 years of oxidation. It's not going to look like a brand new showroom headlight, but it's definitely going to look a lot better. One of the things that I noticed with that sealant, it started to feel really sticky on the hand. So it feels like some kind of really fine glue. So I would recommend you wear some kind of gloves on your hand because it does feel really like sticky, okay? But there you go. That's it. I think I like the product overall. Just probably if I put a lot of elbow grease in it, I could get it polished. But heck, for what, 25 bucks I think it was on Amazon, it's well worth it versus spending $200 for a new headlamp replacement. Well, there you go, guys. Crazy Dave, and I'm out.